Okay, we are now live and recording. This is the date is January 21st of 2023. The time is 10:45. This is the Libertarian Party of Indiana State Central Committee regular monthly meeting. I call this meeting to order. Madam Secretary, please call the roll.
And I apologize for the background noise. I'm on a school bus, so it's a bit loud. There was no quiet place at this particular venue, so. Okay. Chair Evan.
Here.
Vice Chair Lucy. Absent. Secretary Alyssa, present. Treasurer Michael.
Present.
Communications Director Michelle Holliday, absent, I'm guessing. Tech Director Chuck Hagerman.
Present.
Field Director Morgan Rigg.
Present.
Political Director Chris Gulp. Absent. District 1 John Schick. District 2 Elizabeth Cochliard.
Cassie is proxy for Liz today. Cassie, roll on.
Okay, sorry I didn't catch that.
I did not receive that email, Cassie.
I just sent it like 4 minutes ago.
It's supposed to, right, she's supposed to send the email and she was supposed to send it before the meeting starts.
Okay, so do you want me off the call?
Hold on. Does anybody object to Cassie filling in for or proxying for the 3rd district?
Second district.
2nd district, sorry.
I would make the point too that the meeting was called to order at 10:45 and Morgan Rigg sent a message at 10:45, apparently getting notice before then. So it maybe is debatable on when exactly it happened vis-a-vis calling to order.
It doesn't matter. The chair is supposed to be notified before the scheduled meeting, and the scheduled meeting was 10:30. And so proper notice should have been significantly before that. And in the chat group, I had already said that notice needed to be sent in advance of the meeting. But to let this be a reminder to all district reps, send your notice in email to the chair significantly before the meeting starts. But there's no objection to Cassie, Cassandra Roll-on proxying for the 2nd district. So go ahead and change that, Madam Secretary.
Okay. Moving on. District 3, Christy Avery.
Here, and Cassie is always mine in Evan's heart.
Let's see. District sorry, hang on. My computer stopped. District 4, Dennis Beatty.
Present.
District 5, Greg Nolan.
Present.
District 6, Luke Lomax, I have as absent. I have Larry Silver as proxy.
Here.
District 7, Kent Williams.
Present.
District 8, Jay Solomon.
Present.
District 9, Greg Hirsch.
Here.
And I have the Assistant Secretary Clayton Soltz.
Present.
And the Deputy Political Director Paul Copeland.
Present.
I have guests. Tanya, is it Hudson now?
Yes, Tanya Hudson from Lawrence County.
Then I have Danny Lundy of Morgan County and Lori Schillings of Hamilton County.
And Darren Kinzer, Chair of Lawrence County.
How do you spell Darren's last name? I apologize.
Kinser.
Okay, just double checking. Did I miss anyone?
Nope. I think that's everybody. That's everybody. Yep. Okay. Go to the agenda. Morgan, can you be timekeeper?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir. Okay. My report. The biggest issues that we've had, aside from me being kind of incapacitated for the past few weeks, which I am doing better. Thank you, everybody, for your well wishes and support. We'll get to the convention stuff in that section of the agenda, but all of the contracts are signed. The room booking link is up. It is on the convention page. Also, I sent out an email yesterday to all members about the convention with all of those links in them for tickets and bookings and joining the 94 Society and all the good jazz. One of the big issues that happened is while I had my raging fever right before Christmas, Andy Burns, who runs the Civi CRM project at National, resigned. His last day was December 27th, I believe. And there have been some issues with things needing to be updated or fixed that no one at National can do. I spent about 6 hours on the phone yesterday with the various players in charge of that. And I'm trying to work out an arrangement to get some of the things fixed. One of the examples is our sponsor page for the convention is not working because it didn't get finished. This afternoon, I'm going to be working with someone at National to walk them through how to finish it because I don't have access to that. I would have to have access to National, but I do know how to fix it. So we're going to be working together to fix that, and I'll be teaching them how to do it. Yay. Because we all know I'm a great teacher and I love teaching. I have the patience of a saint. There's also the Mosaico, which you guys have heard me talk about over the last year, the bulk email system. It was done. It is done. I'm using it right now. District reps can use it. The state officers can use it. Andy's last week, he was supposed to turn it on for counties and import all of the county email addresses. He didn't, and no one knows how to do it. So we're trying to find someone that knows how to do it for our type of setup as a multi-site national organization so that it could be turned on for everybody. But it's probably going to be not a quick fix. There have been some other issues. I spent multiple hours on the phone with Ken yesterday, fixing some payment problems. Our payments are going through, everything's fine. But anytime somebody makes a payment or, I don't know, registers for something or puts their information into either our state or national websites, it creates a duplicate Civi profile and it keeps doing it. So one of our members updated their 94 Society monthly, renewed their triple, which had lapsed because of their credit card expiring, and registered for the convention. Not to mention, this person had an additional profile in the past anyway, because they can't follow directions. But now that they were following the directions, it didn't seem to matter. And so now they have 5 profiles in the system. And we can't merge them right now because of the finishing Razor's Edge migration at National. So it did appear that all of those additional profiles do show up as memberships locally. So if you're looking for your members, they still should show up as a member within your county. You may end up seeing their name multiple times if they have multiple memberships with the state that renewed this past week. So that's been fun, dealing with that. I did talk to Lainey Houston, who is now officially the new executive director at the National Party. And we had a very frank and honest discussion about technology at the National Party, and she assured me that there is no plans to gut or kill or turn off or in any way obstruct the development and maintenance of the CRM project. We actually talked about things that we had been working on or wanted to work on for projects for the CRM, enhancements and development. And she had me walk her through those, and we talked about how we could get those done. So it was a very positive conversation about that. They're just in a position right now where this is a specialized program, and the person who built it is gone, and apparently didn't leave very much documentation on how to do or fix things. So trust but verify. I feel like we're in a comfortable place. With National when it comes to the CRM. So I'm not worried that it's going to be shut off or anything like that. And they are moving quickly to try to get some of these issues I've talked about resolved. And they've asked for my input and basically asked if I knew how to fix them. And I don't for some of them. The things that I do, I'm helping with. Christy, I don't think we've ever done the processing fee on the convention page. But I do know it's up on, or it was up on the other memberships, but I'll check on that today when we're done. Not that it matters. If it's not, there's nothing we can do about it right now. So yeah, that's basically my report. You know what we didn't do? We didn't adopt the agenda. See, this is why having a chair that takes a pain pill for their back is not a great idea. Adopting the agenda, and I won't give another chair's report, I promise. Adoption of the agenda, one addition to the agenda under new business. There is a vacancy on the LNC for our region alternate. I would like to discuss and appoint our nominee for Indiana for that position. Is there any objection to adding that to the agenda for 5 minutes, or let's say 10 minutes? Okay, hearing no objection. Is there any other additions or changes to the agenda? Okay, hearing none. The agenda is adopted. I appointed Morgan Rigg. Are there any questions about my chair's report? Mr. Schultz, I know that he's been working with us on his specialty is in API calls. So we have him already worked on projects to connect some of the programs we use outside of the CRM to be able to be connected to the CRM. Unfortunately, even when he finishes those products, there's nobody at National right now that can integrate them for us. So that sucks. Madam Secretary, do you have a report?
I've submitted the minutes for the last 3 meetings. I don't know if there's any questions. I don't know if there's anything to be said.
When did you submit them?
I don't know. It was pretty late.
Like, do you remember?
Like
2:50 a.m. this morning.
This morning. Okay, thank you. That's what I was getting at, was what was it last week, this week, yesterday?
No, it was like at 250. I had, yeah, I'm not even gonna go into my life.
I'd ask the members to please review those and we'll put them up for adoption at the next meeting. Anything else for the secretary?
No, not unless you have anything to ask for.
I would ask, monitoring your email, make sure that when you get credential lists from counties, to forward that, so that I can make sure that it's in this.
Yeah, I haven't
And we'll have
seen
access
any.
to that together. I think I got them from Morgan County. I think Morgan County sent them to me. I don't know if he included you on it, but I'll double check and then forward them to you so that we both have a copy.
Okay, yeah, because I kind of skimmed through and I didn't catch any off the top. It was easier with the app on my phone than using my, because I'm never at my computer, literally never. So, but I honestly didn't see any, and I was looking for specifically credentials. But,
Okay, Mr. Treasurer, Mr. Schulteis.
Across all of our accounts, we currently have $47,589.61. I do know we have some upcoming convention expenses, particularly $3,500 deposit for one of the caterers that is due in the next few weeks. I also received a earmark donation from one of our 2022 candidates. He'd like to have those funds donated to another candidate that is running in this cycle. I didn't know if that could be under the chair's discretionary budget or if we needed to vote on that. It's for under $100.
A contribution like that can't be earmarked to another candidate. It can be earmarked to a cause or a thing like that. However, I can take it under consideration, but it would be at the discretion of the board or the chair as to whether or not to do that, but it can't be conditional on going to another candidate.
Okay.
Why can't he do it directly to the candidate?
It's different levels of
Yeah.
candidacy.
Say what again?
It's a different level of candidacy.
I don't understand what that
Campaign
means.
finance laws.
Yeah. I don't want to get into the ins and outs of campaign finance laws on a video that's being broadcast live. But I'll take it under advisement and look to it would be easier if the earmark was to go to candidate support. And then it was our discretion, taking under advisement that they like a specific person.
Okay, I'll interact with you and the candidate offline.
Okay. Any other questions for the treasurer? Or Michael, was there anything else?
No, nothing further from me.
Any questions for the treasurer? Okay, I don't believe the vice chair is here. Okay, and the communications director's not here, political director's not here, but Mr. Copeland, do you have anything that you would like to add as the deputy political director? We still haven't met, and that's, my fault.
No, I don't have anything to add at this time. I'm just awaiting direction. I have been in contact with one person who is looking to run here in Marion County. So that's basically the extent of my political activity for the last couple weeks.
Okay. Any questions for Paul? Field Director, Mr. Rigg.
I have nothing to report again, so I'll just yield the rest of my time unless anyone has any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Rigg? Okay, Chuck Hagerman, IT Director.
Yeah, I don't have much to report. I have updated the agenda. If anyone's using the electronic agenda, you can refresh it and get the new entry. If there are any questions, I'll take those. Otherwise, I yield back my time.
Thank you, sir. LNC update. Dustin's not here. He was invited. The budget meeting in December, they did put money into the CRM, both the program and the administrator. They are going to be raising additional funds for ballot access. And it's funny, when I was talking to the executive director and somebody else, I think I was talking to Dustin about, because he's the ballot access chair. He said, well, I know Indiana doesn't care about ballot access committee stuff. And I was like, yeah, we actually care a lot. Yes, we have ballot access and we've maintained it and it's been really hard. But the importance of ballot access for us here in Indiana is being able to say that our presidential candidate is on the ballot in all 50 states. No one else can say that. The Greens can't say it. The Constitution Party can't say it. No one else, no other third party can say that. And it's a huge deal that our candidate is on the ballot in all 50 states. And so it is important. And I said, if you check your records, we have several members who regularly donate hundreds of dollars to each ballot access drive. So it is important to people here in Indiana because we want to see that happen. And I talked about how we want the other states around us to be better than us. We want them to have stronger county parties than us because it motivates our people. It makes us stronger. When the bar is raised, it pushes you to meet it or exceed it. So we want other affiliates to have ballot access, and we want other affiliates to be campaigning and succeeding and getting people elected because it just will help make us even stronger and even better. So that was it. IT data question from Danny. I haven't gotten any CAN 22s or actual nomination paperwork from anybody that's been file stamped, so I haven't filed it yet to get the voter list. So if any of the county chairs have a candidate that has already filed their paperwork, please send it to me so that we can get our voter list. We need 2 on the ballot candidates, and they ask for the paperwork. It needs to be file stamped, the one that they actually get from the clerk's office. That was the LNC update. District reports. District 1, John Schick is not here. District 2, Ms. Coquillard as the proxy.
All I have is, this is Cassie. St. Joe County had their convention on the 14th. Their officers were reelected and their meeting was recessed. Kosciuszko County has their convention on the 26th of January. We have no candidates as of right now for this year. And I'm not sure when Liz's convention is, so that's all I have.
Any questions for Cassie?
That's what I was gonna.
Hey, Michael, I'm going to mute you.
Sorry.
Or you can mute you. There it goes. Any questions for Ms. Coquillard? Or Ms. Roland? Okay, hearing none. Thank you, Cassie. District 3, Christy Avery.
Not much to report. The Allen County Party is working a gun show at the Coliseum this weekend. We had a meeting this past Wednesday where we had a lot of very energized and excited people. And we're looking forward to the convention, which is January 29th. Tanya Hudson is coming up the night before because she's going to speak at our convention, and a group of us are going out to eat the night before. There will be 9 of us all together, so that's exciting. The conventions upcoming are DeKalb County on the 25th, Allen County, as I mentioned, on the 29th, and Whitley County on February 4th. I have not heard about conventions from any other counties. And anyone who wants to attend the awesome Allen County Convention, I have it on good authority that there will not be very many, if any at all, bylaws discussions. So hopefully it will run very smoothly and we'll prove Ms. Colcallard wrong. That's all. Any questions?
I had heard that there was going to be a package of bylaws amendments for the Allen County Convention. So I think Miss Avery is lying. Any questions for Miss Avery? Okay, hearing none. District 4, Mr. Beatty.
So District 4, we have Tippecanoe County Convention was held on January 9th. Morgan County Convention on January 14th. The Montgomery County Convention was held on January 16th. New treasurer elected at that convention. Hendricks County Convention is scheduled for the 8th of February. Putnam County Convention is being scheduled this week, and Boone County Convention is unknown at this moment.
Okay. And I do believe Morgan County nominated Danny Lundy to run for something in Mooresville. I believe. Do you remember what it is?
Don't remember what it is. I don't think I have that in my notes.
Let's ask him. Mr. Lundy, congratulations on the nomination, sir.
Mooresville Town Council District 2.
District 2, that's what I was wondering.
And Tippecanoe County, I believe, nominated somebody for mayor and town council in West Lafayette, if memory serves. I could be a little bit wrong on that, but it was Jaime and one other person are running.
Okay. From the gallery, Lawrence County Chair Darren Kinzer says that they sent in their delegate list to the secretary yesterday. So Alyssa, please double check on that. The email that I sent out had your email and specifically to have you for them to send it to you. And then, Washington County, Cassie? Washington's in the 4th, right? No, 9th. Okay, so we'll wait. Thank you. Any questions for Mr. Beatty?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Who was elected treasurer and for which county?
I believe the county was Montgomery County, and I don't have the name right here. I'm looking for it right now.
In the county, in the email that went out yesterday, the duplicate email telling county chairs or reminding them about their county conventions, there was a link to the update form that every county is required to fill out every year after their convention, updating their bylaws and their county officers. Please contact your county chairs to make sure that they fill that out. We want to make sure that we have accurate lists for each county for their officers and their bylaws. District 5, Mr. Nolan.
Thank you, Chairman. Hamilton County is, convention is meeting today at 3:00. Madison on February 19th. Howard, February 18th. Grant County, January 28th. And it doesn't look like we got any. We're going to get one for Tipton, so we may lose Tipton. I'll work on it, but I'm not getting much energy from anybody there. So we may have to start over somehow. That's my report.
Can you repeat the dates?
Hamilton County is today, 3:00. I may have to slip off in order to get there on time. Madison County is on the 19th. Howard County, Howard County is on the 18th. You're going to be calling that, correct?
February 18th, yes.
February 18th, I'm sorry. And Grant County is on January 28th at 11:00. And nothing for Tipton.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Nolan? Okay.
And
you're-
Grant County anticipates at least one candidate.
Okay, perfect. I do want to just state right now, I apologize that I'm not likely to make most of the county conventions. I did commit to Allen County, and I talked to Christy yesterday. I'm not, doctor recommends not spending that amount of time in the car. But I'm going to try. But it is probably unlikely that I will be there. I'm not
Don't do it. Don't
Don't.
do it.
Okay, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so I'm not doing it at all.
But you have to come at a future date.
I will do that. Let's see, that was District 5. District 6, Mr. Silver, proxy for Luke Lomax. Mr. Silver.
Thank you. Hancock County did their county convention last week. We nominated or voted on our state delegates, nominated the mayoral candidate for Greenfield, and then put our convention to recess. We are planning on by the end of April, it looks like, to have 6 more candidates for Greenfield City Council. And then Luke is working on a couple of the county elections, getting candidates for that. Last month, we attended the Hancock County Gun Show. Got 20 new entries, libertarian-minded people from the world's smallest political quiz. And then Luke is going to get with you on a couple things that were passed at our county convention that he can speak better to. And that is it.
Any questions for Mr. Silver? Okay, thank you, Mr. Silver. District 7, Mr. Kent Williams.
Thank you. So the District 7, not much to report this month, although we will be hosting our county convention Sunday, February 26th. That'll be at 1 p.m. Eastern Time at the Athenaeum, and that'll be in the Wilkie Room at the Athenaeum, downtown Indianapolis. So I do have a question about delegates. I know we have to get our delegates actually in before the convention for the state convention. I don't know the number that we should be shooting for, like the number of allotted delegates.
There was an email that went out to all the county chairs, and I believe I shared the link with everybody, all the SCC members before. I'll send it out to you guys again.
Okay.
But it's the link to the spreadsheet, which is now mostly accurate. Owen County is listed as unaffiliated for some reason, and I haven't fixed that yet. So their delegate number is off by 1, I believe. But other than that, it is an accurate list. So when you look at the 2023, actually, Danny might be able to pull this up. Oh, thank you, Saint Danny. He read my mind. In the chat is the link to the document, and that's got that's the spreadsheet, so you can look it up there. I think you guys had, like, I can't remember.
I see it. Thank you. And they need to be in by what date again?
I think it's February 16th.
Okay.
I think it's right around there. Any questions for Mr. Williams? Okay, hearing none. District 8, Mr. Solomon.
So in District 8, as most of you probably heard, I was voted in as president of the Darmstadt Town Council. Not for your Darmstadt business, but that was a thing that happened. 2022 Owen County Commissioner candidate, Chad Van Ryn, as most of you probably heard, was appointed to the Owen County Board of Zoning Appeals in December, I believe. He has vacated that position to accept appointments to the Plan Commission, and Owen County Chair Dustin Combs has accepted an appointment to Chad's seat on the BZA.
Can you make sure to get that information to Chuck so that he can update the website?
Sure.
And pass along our congratulations. I didn't know any of that.
Yep. Wait, you didn't even know Chad was on the BZA?
Nope.
Yeah, that was really quick. They appointed him to that, and then he dropped that to go up to the Planning Commission, and they put Dustin on the BZA to fill his spot. So they're making moves up there. I'm real proud of those guys.
That's amazing.
And
actually, I'm going to ask you if you can write out that information and maybe get me a photo of ask the two of them to take a photo, so that we can write about it and let people know how great Owen County is doing now.
All right. I'll get a hold of Dustin and put him on that.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any other updates?
That was a highlight reel. I don't have any of the convention information in front of me. I know Posey County is probably planning on having a town council candidate, but he was still working out the details of that, so he hasn't quite prepared to file yet.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Any questions for Mr. Solomon for District 8? Okay, District 9, Mr. Hirsch.
Okay, Floyd County had their convention on January 7th at a coffee house in downtown New Albany. Josh Tucker, who's the current town council in New Albany incumbent, he's running for re-election as a Libertarian, and so he was formally taking care of their. Both Washington and Lawrence counties had their conventions this past Thursday, January 19th, on the same evening. And I attended Lawrence County's convention in bandanas. Washington County, they nominated two candidates, Ronnie Green for council, and then Tommy Brown is going to run for mayor of Salem. And Lawrence County nominated a couple of candidates. Jefferson County is going to have their convention February 6th. Monroe County is going to have their convention at the Monroe County Public Library this Monday on January 23rd. I'm going to try to get off work and get to that. Clark County doing the convention February 2nd in the back room at Kingfish. Darren Kinsler, who the chair of Lawrence County, since he's has the most number of members, he is having the county sheriff's District 9 county sheriff's meeting to select the district rep on Sunday, February 5th at 7 o'clock. And the intention is that he will become the next District 9 rep effective after the convention. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Hirsch. Any questions for Mr. Hirsch for District 9? Okay. Do we need to take the 10-minute recess? If anybody wants it, we can do it. Any objection to just powering through? Okay, hearing no objection, we are powering through. If we need to take the 10-minute break at any time, please just let me know and we will do that. 2023 elections, not much really to report there. If you need help sending out local letters to members and contacts, asking them to run for local office, please reach out to me and Paul Copeland and Chris Galt about doing that. We're happy to help facilitate that and help the counties get those lists together and even help them produce the letter. Just let me know. Lori Schillings will be bringing by letters to me for Hamilton County for postage eventually. I don't know who the iPhone is. Sorry, somebody just joined. Hey, who's that? Who just joined?
It's Lucy. I'm trying to get a signal for my daughter's competition. She's in robotics.
Ah, okay. I'm gonna change. Can you, Chuck, change that, her name to Lucy Brenton? And Madam Secretary, please note that the Vice Chair is now here. Before we continue on with the elections, is there any objection to having Lucy give her report now? Well, I'll just ask Lucy, do you have anything to report?
Contracts are in, and you and Michael should both have them in your email for Simply Served. That's really the biggest update. And then obviously just working on trying to get sponsors and vendors.
Excellent. Any questions for the Vice Chair? Okay, hearing none, we'll go back to the 2023 elections. So yeah, if you need any assistance or anything, please let me know. We're happy to help with that. Any questions about the 2023 elections? District reps, if you're talking to anybody or hear from somebody who is in an unaffiliated county, please forward their information to me so that we can get them into the process of having them possibly seeking the nomination at the convention as a candidate from an unaffiliated county. Okay. Membership report, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I just don't. I didn't see any significant decrease or increase in membership notices. Moving on to the other topic, unless somebody has a specific question. The legal updates, I can tell you that on our lawsuit against the state over ballot access issues, the judge just chastised the state. The state has failed to meet any of the deadlines, has refused to provide the discovery requests from our side, and has not made anybody available for deposition. Even though they were pushing us to get a whole bunch of depositions and discovery work done, statements done 7 days before the election. And we had basically 14 days to do it. Well, it was 30 days to do it. And it was 14 days before the election. That's what it was. Fun times with that. But so the judge has chastised them by basically sending an order to the state, telling them that they now have 30 days or the case, or there'll be a default judgment entered, which is pretty awesome. That doesn't happen very often, that the state doesn't supply its documentation. Like they may ask for an extension or something like that, but they've not done that in this case. They've just refused to submit anything while burdening us with ridiculous requests. Like they wanted a detailed account of the finances of the party for the last 20 years. To which I replied, it is available on this agency's website. That is where that information is stored and required to be updated. There's no additional information other than what's in those financial reports that we're required to submit regularly to the state. You can get it on your own website. Thanks. So, any questions about that? Okay, 2023 convention. Like Lucy said, all of the contracts are in. Things are moving forward. Michael, I'm going to fill out the top part of the credit card thing and then have you fill out the rest of it and then send it to her for the catering so we can pay the deposit for that. Everything else with the convention seems to be moving on track now, which is great. Somebody raised their hand, but I can't see. Mr. Schultheis.
Do we want to pay via credit card since there's a 3% fee?
I leave that up to you. Is there an option to pay by check on that form?
They offer it. That's how we paid last time.
Okay.
To avoid the additional fees.
That's fine with me. So I'll just sign I'll sign the top part of it and you handle the payment, Mr. Treasurer.
Okay.
Whatever you think is best. Any other questions about the 2023 convention?
I have a quick question, Mr. Chair.
Yes, Mr. Solomon.
I think I had to miss a meeting, so maybe this was already discussed and I just missed it. Was Amash a no-go for that?
I have actually not received any communication back from them.
So probably.
Yeah, I think it was too late, and because it wasn't, I didn't get the authorization to make the offer until that November meeting was whatever day, it was November 19th. But I've had no response back. I've emailed a few times. Our former congressional candidate Tanya Hudson did her best to get Mr. Amash's attention online, but we had no response from them. So that could change, but I'm not expecting it. If it does, it'd be a surprise.
Thank you, sir.
Miss Avery.
I was asked to gather items for the silent auction. So if anyone wants to shake people down for silent auction items, please do that. I saw an offer from, is it Phil Miller? Is that right?
Yes, Phil Miller from Greenfield.
So if anyone in the area knows him and can pick those items up from him, that would be awesome because he has some old coffee mugs that he's donating. So that's super awesome. So anything that you can think of that we could put up for auction and raise a few bucks, bring it.
Thank you, Miss Avery. Mr. Nolan.
Yes, I have not received any bylaws for the convention, so I'm assuming at this point that we will have no bylaws to discuss at the convention. Is that a concurrence of everybody?
Yes, since there were no member submitted ones, and the one that I was going to do, I talked to Mr. Nolan about it. I've not been able to finish it because of, me. But it's not very controversial. It's creating campus affiliates and a student membership. I think that's something that the SCC can do on its own. I don't think it's going to be very controversial. So I'll present that to the SCC after the convention. Assuming that there was a large assumption in there. Either way, regardless of what the election is at the convention, I will still forward that amendment bylaws proposal to the SCC. Any other questions about the 2023 convention? Okay, hearing none.
Mr. Chair, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Solomon, or Mr. Schultz, whoever you are.
Is there a deadline for people to declare candidacy for state offices, and will people be informed of who is on the docket for those ahead of time, or are we just finding out when we get there?
We'll send an email out the week before the convention on who all of the officers are. They'll also be added to the convention page. The convention page will also link to an individual page for each candidate. So if you are a candidate for office as an officer, requesting a headshot in whatever description you'd want, and just the written declaration that you're seeking that office. There is no requirement to notify in advance. Nominations can be taken from the floor for any candidate for any office ever, period. It's just a good idea to announce beforehand. Why, are you running for my job?
No, I believe you received an email about a job I am running for. I was
Yes.
going to ask if we knew of anyone running for chair since you made the comment about the next SCC meeting, but I figured that was against a quorum, so I asked it this way instead. So a week before the convention is when I'll find out, probably.
Or just monitor the convention website, because it'll be listed there. I can tell you that the only official nominations that I've received was Ms. Tanya Hudson seeking the vice chair role, and Mr. Clayton Soltz seeking the secretary role. I've not received anything from any of the other current officers. And I guess I should probably send myself a written notice that I'm going to be seeking re-election, but I will be seeking re-election. But those are the only two official that I've received. I don't require one for Mr. Schulteis because he's not allowed to not run for re-election.
Check your email, and I have been forbidden from seeking residence in other states by Mr. Chair.
He was talking about moving to Florida, and I told him that I would ruin his life down there, like he did. But so if anybody is wanting to run, I encourage it. So please let us know that you're seeking an office, and we will put you on the campaign website, and then also send out an email notice. The Friday Night Socializer is actually the forum for the candidates debate and discussion, like we did 2 years ago. The Friday Night Socializer was used to facilitate a conversation about the officers and answering questions from the membership. So a portion of the Friday Night Socializer will be geared towards that. So if you are a candidate, please make sure that you are ready and able to attend that on Friday night. Any other questions about that or comments? Nope. Okay, cool. On to new business events. Are there any upcoming events that anybody would like to discuss or talk about other than a county convention that's already been mentioned? Okay, hearing none. Moving on to the next item, vacancy for region alternate. Connor N. resigned his position as the region alternate for Region 3. Dustin Nana, our region rep, contacted me the other day and asked me how I would like to see us do this, and the vacancy is filled by the state chairs. So it's the discretion of the chair on the vote to fill the vacancy. So that is how that will happen. The 4 state chairs will take a vote on that. We were talking more about how we would should nominate, the process to nominate people. And I said it should come from the state chairs. The state chairs should nominate the candidates. And so that's what we're going to do. My desire would be for this board to nominate someone to be the Indiana representative in that process. I do know that Ohio is not going to be nominating anyone because Dustin Nana, who is our region rep, is also the newly elected state chair as of I think a week or two ago. And he has basically recused himself from nominating anybody. He will be voting, as his right, and he should as the representative for the state of Ohio, the state chair. It does become interesting with him being a region rep and a state chair when it comes to our region votes. That'll be interesting. But anyway, they won't be nominating anyone. I highly doubt anyone from Michigan will be nominated. So it'll be Ohio and Kentucky. I have talked to Mr. Hirsch about this. Mr. Hirsch is not seeking reappointment or reelection as the 9th District rep. And as many of you may remember, my objection to Mr. Hirsch running as the alternate at the National Convention was strictly splitting duties. And the experience has been anyone who serves on the national board ends up focusing entirely on that. I did talk to Mr. Nana, and he really respects and admires Mr. Hirsch. So my preference would be to nominate Mr. Hirsch as the named nominee from the state of Indiana for the Region 3 alternate vacancy election. And that would be my preference unless there is objection to that. If somebody else has somebody else that they would also like to consider, I would be happy to take that under advisement. Is there any discussion or comment?
I agree.
I think Greg would make a great one.
I have no objection to Mr. Hirsch. Walking into the meeting, my thought was Andy Horning, considering he has run for national office several times. He's retirement age, independent. I think he's a good libertarian. So that was who I was going to bring to the floor, but I have no objection to Mr. Hirsch, especially if he's not coming up to District 9 again.
I will say that I've heard a rumor that Mr. Horning might want to run for other things.
That does not at all surprise
Did
me.
you talk to Andy? Did he express any interest in this at all?
No, it was last minute, so I figured whoever we would bring up would need to be contacted. That was just my off the head thought, but especially since Greg has already expressed interest in the position, I think that makes sense.
Okay.
Do not blame Mr. Horning for my off the cuff thoughts.
I think Mr. Horning's going to be busy. As of a conversation I had with him yesterday, I think he will be busy. Is there any objection to me nominating Mr. Hirsch?
Greg, you want to say anything about it, or?
Well, I ran for region alternate at the convention, so yes, I'd be happy to serve. I mean, I will not be district rep anymore, so and that's one of his big concerns. Then at the time, it was a valid concern, but that's no longer an issue. And I'd be delighted to be nominated.
If you want to wade into that rat race, sir, I will pray for you.
You know, I get along with Dustin and Nana quite well, so I think that would work out. And just keep in mind that this isn't a done deal. I'm sure there'll be other nominees, and it's up to the state chairs, the 4 state chairs.
I'm actually going to take a voice vote. All those in favor of nominating Mr. Hirsch as the Indiana representative to fill the vacancy for Region 3 alternate, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. It is unanimous. That's what I'm.
Mr. Chair, point of order.
Yes, Mr. Solomon.
I hate to be that guy. It wasn't moved or seconded.
It doesn't matter. It's not official anyway.
Oh, okay.
It's my discretion. I don't even have to listen to you guys. I could nominate you if I wanted to.
I will not accept that. You go to hell. Absolutely not.
Any other announcements? And congratulations, Mr. Hirsch, on being our preferred choice.
Thank you.
I will be voting for you. I will state that now. You have my vote as the Indiana State Chair. So I will be voting for you.
Thank you.
I do not know when this vote is going to happen, by the way, but I will send notice to Mr. Nana today, putting your name into nomination. And I will keep you updated.
Thanks again.
Excellent. Any announcements?
I just have a quick announcement. I talked a little bit about it before we gavelled in. Got accepted to law school over in IU, so that is not going to be starting until August. I am not seeking re-election to the region rep. Mr. Engelberth has expressed interest in that. So I'll be available until August, and I'll technically on paper be available after that, but law school is looking to be pretty brutal. I'll probably be out of pocket for a few years after that.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Any other announcements?
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
It's been
I'll
moved
second.
by Mr. Rigg and seconded by Mr. Solomon. All those in favor say aye.
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 Hi.
All those opposed say nay. We are officially adjourned. Thank you, everybody.